More international pushback today to Donald Trump's proposed stiff tariffs on steel and aluminum, with French President Emmanuel Macron asking the European Union to take urgent action. Macron says the tariffs, if implemented, amount to economic nationalism, adding that nationalism is a war in which all sides lose. Macron speaking alongside Quebec's premier.
Ce sont les consommateurs américains, ce sont les industriels américains qui vont payer.
Philippe Couillard says it's American consumers and industries who will be the ones to largely pay for this kind of policy. Canada, the European Union, and China among those threatening to retaliate if Trump does go ahead with a 25% tariff on steel and 10% on aluminum. There's also resistance coming from the president's own party, with reports that congressional leaders are not ruling out taking action against the tariffs. And tough talk is coming from Paul Ryan, with a statement coming from the spokesperson for the Republican House Speaker that says we are extremely worried about the consequences of a trade war and are urging the White House to not advance with this plan. The new tax reform law has boosted the economy, and we certainly don't want to jeopardize those gains. Trump asked today if he'd back down on the tariffs. Here's some of what he had to say.
No, we're not backing down. Mexico is, we've had a very bad deal with Mexico, a very bad deal with Canada. It's called NAFTA. Our factories have left our country, our jobs have left our country for many years. NAFTA has been a disaster. We are renegotiating NAFTA, as I said I would, and if we don't make a deal, I'll terminate NAFTA. But if I do make a deal, which is fair to the workers and to the American people, that would be, I would imagine, one of the points that we'll negotiate. It will be tariffs on steel for Canada and for Mexico. So we'll see what happens. But right now, 100%.
Trump's comments coming as he hosts Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the White House.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Netanyahu is facing scandals back at home. He's under investigation for alleged corruption. The Israeli leader has denied any wrongdoing. And using language we've heard from Trump when it comes to the Russia probe, Netanyahu says he, too, is a target of a witch hunt. Back to those tariffs now. They're making waves at the 7th round of NAFTA talks just wrapping up in Mexico City. And that's where Canada's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Chrystia Freeland, doubled down on Canada's position against the tariffs.
Last week, I issued a statement about the U.S. government's pending announcement on steel and aluminum imports. What I said then remains Canada's view. As a key NORAD and NATO ally, and as the #1 customer of American steel, Canada would view any trade restrictions on Canadian steel and aluminum as absolutely unacceptable.
Still plenty of NAFTA negotiations on the way. The next round of talks headed to Washington.